Hey, have you guys ever been in a sporting game or in any way, shape, or form been happy enough for whatever event you're celebrating where you decided it was worthy of clapping? You were actually quite honored to be there and at the performance of what you saw, whether it be a band, whether it be, celebrating somebody's graduation, or any number of things that apply to the sports world, the educational world, or the real world we live in. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you know by the title, a school has actually gone and banned clapping with your hands. Oh, yeah. As far out as this is, when you think that someone would have stepped in, smacked them all, and said, "What the are you doing?" No, 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 no. This actually happens. Now, what it really sounds like is that somebody had a hangover, they went to an assembly or a pep rally of some kind, hungover as an adult being in the school board or teacher or something, and they went, you know what? I don't need this shit. So they banned it. Oh, this is absolutely true. I can't make this up, folks. You see the sources. These are good sources. These are not rotten sources anymore. I've gotten rid of most, if not all, of my rotten sources. Reason.com. School bans clapping. Students may silently whatever wriggle instead. Whatever wriggle is. I don't even know what the hell wriggle is. Um, Elanora Heights, a public school in Sydney, Australia, has banned clapping out of quote unquote respect for noise sensitive students. Holy shit, noise sensitive students. You want to know what we did as children to noise sensitive students? We put M80s under their chair and ran like fucking hell. That's what we did to noise-sensitive students. Instead, kids can conduct a silent cheer. So that's what wriggle means, a silent cheer. Yeah. That wasn't silent, but okay, you guys get the idea. Now, why this guy saying he's waving his hands, I don't know. Oh yeah, okay. So this guy is basically saying he's waving his hands in the air in front of his laptop while grinning excitedly. Why, I have no idea. It's also coming from the Herald Sun report, so I'll also list that as a source. You can probably get into more depths on that. But, ladies and gentlemen, before I get into this, I just want to say this sounds like one of those things where the adults had a party or something where they got drunk as shit. They had to sit in on one of these school assembly meetings, drunk as shit, their head pounding like a mother, and they had to listen to a bunch of happy kids, you know, make a bunch of noise, and that now they want to make it to where the sensitive students, don't have to do this. Notice, even in the opening paragraph, they haven't said how many sensitive students they've had. Thusly, there is none. I mean, if you treat people as if they have a handicap, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to tell you, at that point, they're going to have a larger handicap. It doesn't matter what it is. I mean, yes, you got to cater to them a little bit, but not so much that it cripples them. So in a July 18th newsletter, Eleanor's schools published an item under the headline, "Did you know that our schools adopted a silent cheers at assemblies?" Uh, if you've been to a school assembly recently, you may have noticed our students doing silent cheers. The item reads, "Instead of clapping, the students are free to punch the air, pull excited faces, and wriggle about on the spot. The practice has been adopting to respect the members of the school community who are sensitive to noise." Of the school community who are sensitive to noise. Boy. That's what it's coming down to, ladies and gentlemen. People are now, quote unquote, sensitive to noise. Holy cow. Oh, my bad. People are now sensitive to noise. This is just ridiculous. You think at some point the older adults would have gone and slapped the shit out of these younger adults and told them, get in line or get the fuck out. I apologize for swearing, but I grew up in the generation, folks, where you had to climb the 20-foot rope, and guess what? Didn't matter if you had a heart valve problem, didn't matter if you were in a wheelchair. If you could move your goddamn arms, you were up that fucking rope. If you fell, walk it off. Oh, I fell. I hit that wooden floor. I got up. Because at the time, the PE teacher was allowed to say things like, if you don't get up the beating I'm going to give you, put your ass in the goddamn hospital for a week. Now get up. And there was no safe space during that point. That was right before they could start not hitting you. Now, I'm not going to say any instructor ever hit me. Because I'm certain if they did, they got what they deserved 100% and then some. But this is all about hypersensitivity and how it might be require a different school setting entirely. Hypersensitivity, to all different things, germs, light, etc., even sound. But I gotta ask you, how many effing hypersensitive people they have? I gotta be honest with you, this really does sound like a bunch of adults threw a party one night, and they were all hungover, and they had to sit through clapping and shit at an assemblies, and the loud noise really bothered them because they were that hungover. And that being Australia, I can't say that it didn't happen. Now they banned clapping for hypersensitivity out of respect for those who are hypersensitive. Yeah, out of respect to those adults who are probably hungover as shit going to a kid's assembly going, I don't want to fucking be here. So, notice they didn't say which students complained or how the families complained about it or anything else. Thank you.